All right, shit. I'm just gonna keep doing this because this is the third time I've tried, and I keep fucking it up. So you have the pleasure of sitting here and watching me struggle through this. Um, so here we go. From the top. Where have you been? Seriously. It's been, I don't know, 9 months. I could have been pregnant and had a child by now. I can't believe you haven't checked in since then. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Brian. Long time no see. Been a long time since I've been here on the comedy circuit of my basement. And it's a different basement now. You'll notice behind me there's this nice green wall that freakishly matches this nice green couch. It's not such a nice green couch, that's why it's in the fucking basement. Uh, but there's no consignment shop dresser slash homeless midget hotel behind me anymore, which is an illusion, a throwback, if you will, to an earlier episode, which you should now go watch. Better Than You Thought episode. I don't know. You fucking look it up. I think it was one or two, but you'll look it up. You know that's the right thing to do. Do your homework, right? So yeah, I'm back, and I got some exciting news. A few weeks ago, wrote a very pithy and clever email to a favorite comedian who has a podcast on iTunes that I listen to weekly, and he is absolutely hilarious. And he kind of does comedy, and then he spends the last half of his podcast reading letters from people. Well, I wrote him a letter, and guess what? He read it, and he basically told me after I wrote this very verbose letter about how I need to stop being a nervous piece of crap and actually do something with this comedy thing. But I don't know how to handle the day job, and I don't know how much money to make. Blah, 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 all the whahs, right? So I wrote him my letter with the whahs, and he basically said, "All right, I'm gonna skip right to the end of this." He basically told me the exact same thing that the other 3,000 people I've talked to about this have told me, which is don't quit your day job, do this on the side. And from his perspective, he said, if you get up there and you find an open mic night, you do your first 5 minutes, and you get up there, and if you bomb and you still love it and you want to go back, that's when this is for you, and you have to keep working at it, right? And it is work. He's clear about that. It's work. It doesn't happen like that. For very few people does it happen. And but he said if you get up there and you bomb, and it's the worst feeling in the world, well then at least I can check that off of the bucket list, and now I can pursue the next thing, which is trying to bang Tiffany Amber Thiessen before she gets too fat. So what I think is going to happen is I'm going to just go up there to an open mic night somewhere in the greater New York metropolitan area. I'll find one, I'll scope it out, I'll make sure I like the vibe, make sure I like the crew, and then who knows, I'll roll my pumpkin ass right up there on the stage and open my mouth and see what happens. Um, it's not unlike the first time I had sex. I rolled my pumpkin ass out there on stage, and I was so nervous, right? First time at comedy, first time having sex with a woman, with a real flesh and blood woman, kind of on equal par for me. No, no, okay. I think if the woman was over here, maybe just a scotch higher, right? But so they're both very, very important. And I have also been trying to practice the comedy stuff almost as much as I practice Okay, who am I kidding? I practiced sex a lot by myself before I showed it what I could do to anybody else. There are probably, well, there, I lost number. Uh, I lost track of the number of socks. I lost track of the number of socks that fell victim to my practice sessions. Um, Sorry about that, washing machine. Anyway, practiced a lot, right? Did that and practiced a lot by myself. Also, in front of a mirror, or in this case, a video screen that functions just like a mirror. And first couple times out, kind of horrible, right? And kind of disgusting. And there's a big mess you got to clean up afterward. And then you figure out the rhythm, and you figure out what to do with the aftermath, and then you kind of move on. And when things go really bad, when things get stuck in your zipper, or you can't get the words out of your mouth, you crawl up and lick your wounds if you're talented like me, and you lick your wounds, and you get back up, and you dust it off, and you try it again. Um, and so they're very, very similar experiences. Um, but that's not all bad news, right? Because I'm actually very excited that comedy for me is so much like sex. Because if I find out that I'm good at it, uh, well, hold on to your pants, because that's going to be great. If I find out that I am really good at comedy, or at least don't completely suck the way I was afraid to suck. Like, when I first had sex, I was afraid. I didn't know where things were. Basic anatomy classes I had totally replaced with lines from Happy Gilmore. That part of my memory, I was just like, oh, clitoris, vulva, and which is which, who fucking knows, you know, uh, Happy Madison. God, I hate you. Happy Gilmore, for Happy Gilmore, anything, right? Like, I remember that shit. I had no idea when I was 18 and losing my virginity for the first time. Who loses their virginity for the second time? Um, Losing my virginity, I didn't know anything about the female anatomy, really. So I was worried I was going to get up there, and that'd be like me going to the open mic night and not being able to find the mic. I'll just stand up there and talk to a metal pole for 5 minutes, and not knowing if there's a mic there or not, and then wonder why nobody's responding to what I'm. Oh, okay. Now I'm really scared. Oh God, this is going to be horrible. But if I am by chance good at it, well, that's just going to be amazing, right? Like, I will. It's the equivalent of finding out that I have the chops to be a porn star. That's what it would be like for me. That's where I'd go in my head, right? Like, clearly, with this, and then this, uh, being a porn star, probably not in the cards. But this, and, and this, and that, right? Right? That's all comedy gold, man. I can do something with these things. Uh, so, long story short, the analogy is comedy and sex, kind of the same thing. I hope I'm as good at comedy as I am uh, at sex, although, uh, you know, I'm never going to show you people how good I am at sex. You're just going to have to trust me when I tell you that if I'm an 8 at comedy, uh, I'm a 9. I'm a 9 in the sheets. Um, yeah, you're just going to have to trust me. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Wait a minute. Did I did I just spend like 5.5 minutes trying to equate sex and comedy? Um, they're nowhere near the same things. For any of you people out there who have experienced comedy but not sex, let me eat my own shit for a second and tell you, no, they're not actually the same at all. From an experience standpoint, from something you are experiencing, um, it's not the same. Uh, the only way that they are the same is the performance anxiety that goes with them. Uh, to my knowledge, there aren't any women, again, to my knowledge, that will laugh themselves to orgasm. There aren't that many women, probably a few, but there aren't that many women who will marry a guy based on how hard she laughs when he opens his mouth. There are, well, however many of those there are way more that would marry a dude for how hard she when he puts in the with the and so they're not the same. Uh, so don't abandon your self practice rituals on the sex side and start buying books with jokes in them. Um, you won't get as far, or even if you do, it won't be nearly as fun. You won't be nearly as popular. Um, Although you would save a ton of money on buying the women drinks. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna take it all back. Yeah, comedy, sex. Pick your poison. You don't have to have both. You'd save a lot of money just going after the comedy thing, and you never have to deal with menstrual periods. Microphones don't get menstrual periods. Um, you'd never have to deal with microphone telling you what to do, uh, telling you to get off your ass and go downstairs and make something of yourself. You'd never have to deal with those things. Um, yeah, fuck it. Do what you want to do. You go Google what's better. You just Google what's better, sex or comedy. My floating keyboard on your floating keyboard that moves along as you type the words. Uh, what's better, sex or comedy? Question mark.